Are you guys on a tilt-a-whirl? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys made it back over. I think we should walk through some updates and before we get back to the scanner. Let's see what's going on here. He's at
It's looking good.
an important
I will have
area.
you pan over. You
Take
can
a
see
look.
just a sea of smoke here, but there are incidences of bright orange, and that will get bigger over time.
no.
And then they may bring in one of the quick response force helicopters. That's we've been talking about that earlier today. That's the twin rotor helicopters from that LA County, Ventura County, Orange County Fire Service, as well as a few others, have contracted with Colson Aviation, which is both in the United States, Canada. It's also in Australia. They are a firefighting group. The one house, we understand, was consumed by the fire as it made its way down the hill. Based on what the chief has told us, they have a high probability that they're going to keep it out of this neighborhood for now, certainly, because the prevailing winds are taking the flames away.
Okay, this is Mandeville Canyon. There was a house they lost completely in Mandeville Canyon.
Fuel. And that is very good news for the people of this canyon. But Jonathan, as you've been pointing out,
Look at these fires, though.
You know what? We'll get to that disaster down the road when we have to. But
See that spot fire right there? That's what they're worried about because the winds are going to pick up, right? Hey, Sin. What up, Amy? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, mods. You can see the spot fires, though.
Down into the neighborhood. Well, that's been wiped out. And as a result, there will be another problem. And that is based on the weather we see down road from here as to how much rain and how hard it comes down. There's a whole science to how much of the fire has actually made the soil incapable of absorbing the water. There are some cases in the Angeles National Forest after the station fire, they said it burned so hot that it developed sort of a impermeable surface so that nothing went into the ground. Even if yes, there was very little vegetation to hold it together, but it just kind of washed right off. That will be one of the things they'll be looking at in the after-action report when probably Department of Forestry, their experts go in to see what will need to be done in order to keep these mountainsides from coming down if there is a torrential rainstorm. But again, we'll have that to worry about later. We'll stay with this with this crisis. And this crisis right now looking better, although up and down the canyon, you see more and more of these fires. They're burning out. They're burning up. There is some aerial application occasionally. I see a twin rotor helicopter coming in to the north. We will see whether or not these wind gusts change in direction. It's always possible, but based on their history, what we've seen today, and what we expect as the sun falls, it's looking good for Mandeville Canyon, at least for now. Back to you.
That is such a good sight, despite those flames there, Conan, from what we saw just an hour ago, even 2 hours ago. A very precarious situation, but things are looking much better.
Conan, can I just ask you, if you're still there with us, I just want to get your perspective. You've been there for hours today. I was watching you at home. What are you feeling in terms of the weather changing? It feels like it's changed back and forth today. Sometimes we talked to you and there were clouds around you, it was dark. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing a lot of sunlight on your face. What are you seeing in terms of changes? It feels like it's very, very random.
It is, but for the past hour or two,
It's the wind,
it's been
lady.
fairly consistent. Reason I don't have to wear a mask is because we are upwind from where the fire is, and so and you can tell by the column of smoke. We also should point out, and I didn't mention this, that besides that fire and the aerial application that we've seen intermittently, no fixed wing for the most part. They did bring in some Borate bombers earlier that painted this hillside with orange with the chemical retardant. That was done as a means to give them a barrier between the fire and some of the homes, if indeed the wind velocity changed. And we have been hearing some chainsaw that means you've got a couple of hotshot crews. They're very tiny. We can see them from up here, but you have some hotshot crews down below, part of the structure protection that they've established engines at various parts. I'm going to point out there's orange to the right. I don't know if you can get past this vegetation right in front of our lens, but you can see that's the proximity between some of the homes and one of the flare-ups.
Wow.
That
very close.
is, one of the multitude of fingers of this fire.
That's not good.
That continue to burn, and you can see a little smoke, and you think, okay, well, that seems to be under control.
That's really scary because that's grown just since we've started watching it, right? These fires are scary as hell. I want to go back to the scanner. The scanner was really active. Let's see if it still is. Welcome back, guys. That is really close to houses. Hey, Sailor. Hopefully we get this out. Hit the like button. That helps. Thanks for joining. Look at that fire, though. Oh, my God. I know, September. It's because they said, remember, that the flame or the winds were going to pick up. Just when they get things calmed down, they get these spot fires. But hopefully, look at all of the air, all the people in the air, though, on the flight radar. Like, there's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now, there's 5, 6 that I can see here. Can you guys see all that? I don't know how well you can see the flight radar on your screens. Probably on a phone. Probably not very good at all. But here's Encino, if you can see that. Ventura Boulevard. This is where we were kind of watching last night. Here, let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to put that up there. And then I'm going to expand this. Hey, Simplify. I know these have been horrible. It's been horrible. So there's the Encino Reservoir. Let me zoom out here.
Branch 10, Task Force 3226 on command.
There's the reservoir right there. Actually, let me see. Let me zoom out a little bit more. We've got this chopper. Let's see who else. Definitely less than we had before. Definitely less than we had before. Now I'm only seeing 1 or 2. Now I'm only seeing 1 or 2.
Communications operations on command B1.
Unit contacting communications. Repeat your identifier. Go ahead.
Palisade Communications, this is operation on command. We need to get law enforcement to reinforce the evacuation orders in the area of Topanga Oaks and Sylvia Park. That's Topanga Oaks and Sylvia Park, which would be in Division Yankee and Division Zulu.
All right, hold on.
Operations Communications copies your request for law enforcement to reinforce the evacuation orders in Topanga Oaks and Sylvia Park within Divisions Yankee and Zulu.
I'm here, guys. I'm just trying to get my screen set up. More evacuations. Yeah, it's picking up for sure. Let's get this over here. I've got too many windows.
Communications, branch 1.
Branch 1.
All
go for
right.
communication.
So now you guys can probably see that a lot better.
PIO, Mountain Gate Drive, Canyon
Mount-
back. Media impeding dozer operations.
Media is impeding dozer operations. Oh, hell no. They're going to get themselves kicked right the hell out.
Branch 1 communications copies a request for a PIO that's impeding operations. Can you repeat the location?
Get them out of there, idiots.
It'll be Mountain Gate Drive, crosses Canyon back.
Branch 1 communications copies Mountain Gate Drive, cross of Canyon back.
Affirmative, media refusing to move their vehicles so dozers can work.
Media refusing to leave their vehicle, move their vehicles.
Copy.
Wow. Are you kidding me? I want to know what media that is. Look at this sunset. How pretty, though. Wow. Arrest them. That's what I say. I think they should be arrested. Unbelievable. Oh, look at Topanga Canyon. Oh, this isn't good. We have less aircraft in the air. Check this out. Not only is the media being buttholes, but look at this. This is Topanga Canyon. Look at, we've got fire. Spot fires. This will update live as well, guys. If you ever come in here and I'm not here.
Division Charlie, communications.
JTR, thank you for subscribing. I'm actually going to leave
Go
that
ahead.
up there.
Division Charlie communications. Phone and report from LA Metro of a medical alarm. I have an address when you're clear to copy.
Let's watch the last hour
Go ahead.
of this.
Division Charlie communications. Be for a medical alarm. 360 North Carmelia. 360 North Carmelia.
Division Charlie copies 360 North Carmelia.
That doesn't seem good, especially with all that red stuff. Hopefully that red stuff works. Oh, that's not good. It does look like it's growing, guys. Look. Watch again. This is the last 3 hours. Bruno, I'm sorry about the ads. The only thing I can say is get YouTube Premium. I have no control over the ads right now. I apologize. I hate hearing that, but I don't have any control over that, bud. Let's watch that one more time. So maybe that's why there's less aircraft, because the wind has picked up. See, some people are getting them, some people aren't. You're looking at a 6-hour time frame now.
And RA 761
Scared the
Psychological
shit out of
Rescue
me.
2600A Alpha Street.
That scared the living crap out of me. Oh my God. And I got to turn that down. That is like, is that loud in y'all's ear? It is for me. Let me get that turned down. So let's go back to a live look of Topanga Canyon. This is going to be something to keep an eye on. So we've got that live. Just in the last 15 minutes, though. Look at the last 5 minutes. Look at the last 15. It's always worse at night, too. 30 minutes. You can really see those flames coming up over the mountains there. Wow. All right, we'll keep that live view going for sure. Let me get that alert turned down and get rid of the Christmas music. Christmas is over. Christmas is over. Let's get something else in there. Now it's Christmas.
I can't believe
They have the dumbest sounds on here.
Engine 156, Squad 73, cardiac arrest,
Oh, no.
23941, Decorro Drive, Sheriff en route.
Streamlabs.
Engine 159, Squad 14, traffic collision in 162's District, 2800 West 120th Street, PD en route. Engine 6, outdoor fire, Palos Verdes Drive North, cross Dapple Gray Lane.
Go engine 29.
All right, let's see if this is a little bit quieter. Let's test it. Send me a bunch of super chats. Just kidding.
Engine
I'll test
29,
it.
50 Alpha, go.
Much better. What are the white lights? I don't know what you mean. Let me replay the 15-minute. I don't know what you mean by white lights. I haven't seen any white lights. I don't know what that means.
Charlie, Foxtrot, command.
Okay, that one's not too, it's not too loud. I want to know what's going on with the media here.
can't stop addicted to the shindig.
Are you guys addicted to my shindig? Let me turn that down. Okay,
Engine
that
and
should fix
squad
it.
16, sick person, 1721 Gage Avenue.
Hey, baby D. Hit it, baby D.
Oh, baby D.
Yes, yes. Our new peeps are coming in. Welcome in, guys. Yep. That's why we're listening to the scanner and, watching the footage that we can see so that we get the truth as much as we can. I mean, we're hearing the media's blocking dozers from working. I mean, come on. That's just crappy.
Engine 36, squad 116, difficulty breathing 20636 Main Street.
Just realized my phone's been on Do Not Disturb for God knows how long. We are determined cooters. Cooter hooters. I think I'm going to order a pizza. My daughter's coming over to do her laundry. Hey, Carolyn. Yeah, we're covering the wildfires tonight. We're going to have chat going all night long. See the chopper coming at us? We're going to have this live chat going all night long. Scanner. Y'all can chit chat. Fox 11. Yeah, that's who got me down today. So I'm pretty sure it was Fox. I'm not going to be streaming a lot of their footage unless I'm here at the computer and we're watching it together. Like right now, we could be watching it, I guess.
Palisades Communications
But I got to order a
from
pizza.
Will Rogers Base. Can I request ambulance 695 for a incident requested by LAFD arson? I'm at the base with Gold Coast right now.
This is why we listen to the damn scanner. Arson?
Engine 129, squad 134, stroke 43554 Gadsden
bless
Avenue.
these people.
Engine 94, abdominal pain 4462
Will
Palo
Rogers,
Verde Avenue.
Communications copies your request for ambulance 695. Do you have further information as far as if this is a...
I'm still for the location for the incident address. I'll get back to you as soon as I meet up with arson.
Engine 91, squad 26, difficulty breathing 15581.
She's really
Chris
shy.
Bellino Street.
Communications confirming you want ambulance 695 to respond to Will Rogers staging.
They're expanding the evacuation. Now we have them meeting with arson. This is Mulholland Drive, Mandeville Canyon. This is Mulholland Drive, Calneva Drive.
Engine 22, squad 3, cardiac arrest 1112 Woods Avenue.
I'll be right back. I'm getting a drink.
Branch 5, Division Mike, trainee, on command.
Traffic for Branch 5.
Engine 86,
Branch
squad
5.
151,
Division
seizure
Mike, trainee. Are you available for
1101
face-to-face
Ada
in
Avenue.
Sunset and Las Casas Avenue?
Yeah, I'm up in the Highlands right now. I'll be on my way.
Mike, trainee.
Engine 173, squad 173, bleed 950 Flower Street. Engine 10, Squad 36, traffic collision, Figueroa Street, cross Gallivan Street.
Ambulance 695, communications.
Engine 148, outside investigation, 3810 Fernwood Avenue.
Ambulance 695, Palisades Communications.
Go for ambulance 695.
Ambulance 695, Palisades Communications. Start towards Will Rogers staging. More information to follow.
Ambulance 695, copy.
Will Rogers, Palisades Communications.
Communications, Charlie Trainee on command.
Charlie Trainee, go for communications.
Communications, Charlie Trainee on command.
Charlie Trainee, go for communications.
Communications, Charlie Trainee. Crew made contact with the residents at 360 North Carmelina. It was a false alarm.
Charlie Trainee, communications copies. Confirm false alarm at 360 North Carmelina.
Engine 135, Squad 33, sick person, 1152 East Avenue, J. Juliet 1.
Will Rogers, Palisades Communications.
Hey guys, I'm back. You guys are watching football? You see Stoner Recreation on the map, so you can see it pretty good. Should I move my logo? I just want you guys to be able to see it, like, I'm going to get rid of my picture. Thank you again, Amy, for the pizzas. I'm going to order a pizza.
Engine 143, Squad 149, Champaign 30376, Yosemite Drive. Engine and Squad 183, traffic collision, Lincoln Avenue, cross Sheridan Avenue, Sheriff en route.
Yeah, you and my son and them Steelers. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot. Lots and lots. And I keep forgetting that, Shell. The Fox logo? No, I don't think it was the logo, Sean. So what happens is, okay, so let me tell you. Let me tell you what happened.
Will Rogers, Palisades Communications.
It's to be crystal clear.
So it wasn't...
Engine 236, Squad 167, unconscious, 11950 East Garvey Avenue. Engine 159, Squad 158, traffic collision ALS, 14100 Mariposa. Engine 18, medical rescue, 4940 West Century Boulevard. Quint 118, investigation outside Azusa at the 60.
That doesn't sound good. Thank you so much, Jones' mom.
Communications, Charlie Trainee on command.
It was a community guideline, not a copyright.
Charlie Trainee, go for communications.
So what that means is that the bots picked up that I had a video streaming.
Communications, Charlie Trainee
Engine
on command.
165, tree fire, 6929 Templeton Street.
Yeah, we got to just listen to the scanner. It's getting busy. Hey,
Charlie
Mister.
Trainee, go ahead for communications.
Woollyag, thank you so much for your
Communications,
first
Charlie
super chat.
Trainee. I'd like to place an order for 2 hose modules as soon as possible to drop point 13. I'll be the ground contact.
Thank you so much, Wooly.
Elko Air Operations on command.
They want to play flashlight tag with me, right? Here, I've got a soundbite for that, Cramit.
Charlie Trainee, communications copies your request for 2 hose modules to drop point 13 as soon as possible.
Whoops.
Shall we play a
Charlie
game?
Trainee.
Charlie Trainee, communications. Additionally, can I have a phone number for you as the ground contact?
I still can't believe the media
Contact
was
for Charlie
blocking
Trainee at
the vehicles.
559-281-4313.
Hey, you guys, take a look at this time lapse. Let's go back 1 hour. 1 hour. This is Topanga Canyon. 1 hour time lapse.
Charlie Trainee, communications
Engine 244, grass fire, 210 and the 605. Engine 132, investigation outside. 17028 Sierra Highway. Engine 95, Squad 14, difficulty breathing. 17427 Butchered Court.
Mm.
Branch 7 trainee.
I think we're going to have a lot of difficulty breathing calls. Who is this guy?
Branch 7 trainee, can you meet at station 69?
Here's the 3-hour time lapse. I know mine either, Lisa.
Engine 587 traffic collision, BLS 15726 MR Road.
Helco, go ahead for elevate.
That is not from a movie. It's from, well, it can be from War Games, but it's a speak and spell. But it's probably, you're thinking War Games with Matthew Broderick, right? The press conference, yes, RLF. We did it in the other stream. I started a new stream. RLF, I got cut off on YouTube today. So I'm on a little timeout. War Games. Remember the modem when he literally like set the phone on the like the handset? You know what I'm saying? He set the handset on the modem. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Look at everybody's coming in now. Every day with Jay, you wouldn't believe the people trying to copy coverage. LOL, they can't compare at all. Not even our own news is accurate. Well, I'm glad I can be here. You loved your speak and spell. It's okay, RLF. This too shall pass. It's not my first go around with YouTube.
Palisades, Helco. Air operations on command.
You don't remember the speak and spell? Misty, you're just a baby. Thank you, Shell.
Go ahead for Helco. On command. Helco, air operations. A report of an unauthorized UAS operating near your dip site. Last seen flying at 1,700 feet near 8 Papa Juliet going into the dip.
Engine 43, Squad 87, 6 ALS at 1572 Allwood Street.
God, look at the fire is progressing. Y'all, do you
Additionally, I have a ground contact team en route.
These people with the drones, do you know that these drones can fly into the engine of these planes and literally do a bird attack?
Engine Squad 11, Diabetic ALS 2021 Skyview Drive.
It can go right in the engine, seize the engine, and they would crash. These people are idiots. It's pissing me off. They're doing it for content. It's ridiculous. It's putting people at risk. I've had it.
Engine RA 762 traffic collision ALS at Foothill and Emerald.
I have had it. Hey, Raquel. Hey, Mallory. Yeah, the scanner is very active.
Engine Squad 16 chest pain at 9224 Pace Avenue.
Look at this 30-minute time lapse now, guys. Hey, Amberly. Right, it hit a wing of a plane, but it could go in the engine and seize the engine like a bird attack. And it's so stupid that people are doing this.
Ambulance 695, communications.
Go for ambulance 695.
Well, they don't put them in the engine on purpose, but when they crash...
Engine 38, investigation outside 4257 South Victoria.
To Will Rogers.
They have one right now.
Point 10.
They just reported another drone just now. Hey, Christina, welcome in. No, they can't block us from this. If I'm playing news...
Ambulance
all the time. They can, but they can't block us from this, what we're doing now. So
Ambulance 695 from communications, that's affirmative. Cancel your response to Will Rogers. Return to drop point 10.
Ambulance 695, copy. Shows available out.
there's no one in the air anyways right now. So okay, let's do this.
Engine 49, traffic collision, BLS, Alondra, and stage.
Look at the
Engine
3-hour.
477 with Patrol 77, injury BLS at 300 Street West to Highway 138. Engine 146 is Squad 61, full arrest, 786 Trotter Court. Engine 148, investigation outside, 3810 Fernwood.
Mr. Rosebud, no, I do not. I don't think they have said what started it yet. I think one of them started in someone's backyard, but I'm not 100% sure. Here's the last 15 minutes of the Topanga Canyon fire. Last 15 minutes.
Engine 12, respond in place of Engine 11 to the diabetic ALS with Squad 11 en route. 2021 Skyview Drive. Quint 126 with Squad 124 to the chest pain. 26877 Turney Road.
That is really scary, honestly. And you can see when it changes, it'll continually update. Again, here is the last 30 minutes. Yeah, I call that when they push you down. I call that when you're like shadow banned, right? No one can see your live.
Engine Patrol 78 with Squad 84. Traffic collision ALS. The area of Calle El Capitan and Spunky Canyon.
Okay, let's look at this map, Lucid. As you can see, here's Topanga. Here's Encino. Some of you that are familiar with this area may know, all these places. Let me get rid of...
Engine 157 to respond with units en route to the traffic collision ALS in 157's area, Calle Corona at Spunky Canyon.
Spunky Canyon. Here's Mandeville Canyon Road right here. Someone just bought pizza. Charlie! Charlie, thank you so much. Sorry, guys, I'm just kind of clicking around. There's just not a lot of activity. There's that helicopter and that helicopter. There's those two over here, too. Let me try to move this over. You guys can see a little bit better.
Engine 24 with the Squad 37, injury ALS. 211 Eagle Lane.
Here's Brentwood down here. You guys can see Brentwood.
Engine 92, traffic collision, BLS. 87th Street East, Highway 138.
Hey, Megs. How you doing? It's hard, JK, to build a channel. All right, let's shrink this down again. I just wanted you guys to get like an idea of where this is. That's the Encino is north. This is Tarzana, is right next to Encino. See that, Lucid? That's Tarzana. So we have Tarzana, Encino, and then Sherman Oaks. If you go down Ventura Boulevard.
Engine 163, outdoor fire, Atlantic and Bell.
Well, this Topanga Canyon, that's Palisades, right?
Communications, night operations.
This one is progressing.
Night operations, go for communications.
Transitioned, assuming the fire.
Night operations, communications copies. You've transitioned, taking over the fire.
Oh my gosh, look at this. It just grew more. Let's do a 15-minute look. Look at this, guys. The last 15 minutes.
Below in the canyon has been. We're showing you now, if we can show that video, there was some flame in the last hour, but again, these trucks, they're set up with their hoses, firefighters on the other side of the house. They were watering down and spraying down that. They were able to get those flames out behind that house and knock out the flames. So that's a good thing up here because there are so many trucks here from all over the Southland here to defend this neighborhood. Because again, as Kai has been saying, if we look up and go live, you can see some of the trees here swaying back and forth. We have really felt the winds pick up here in the last hour or so, those dangerous and destructive Santa Ana winds that we've been talking about. So that's going to be one of the biggest challenges here for firefighters. You know, as I said, we're here along West.
Oh, One-Eyed Flo, thank you so much for your cash app.
That along Kenter, just above Sunset, I mean, there are engines parked all the way up and down
investigation
these streets,
outside Bandini and
engines
Ayers.
from all over Manhattan Beach, Long Beach, Riverside, El Segundo. They are here and they are in place because, again, they know with these winds, anything can change here tonight. But right now, they've got a handle on what's going on in the canyon, at least behind these houses. And just below, also, I want to mention, there are the roadblocks set up. We've got that. We've got the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. kicking in soon. We saw the National Guard down at some of these roadblocks. We saw people at the local fire station along Sunset just waiting and wondering what might happen next. But right now up here, they were able, Rick and Karine, to get that flare-up that was happening behind this house under control.
Yeah, Sarah, before you go, I got a question for you. We may lose some of the air assets tonight because of the winds, the sun setting at this point. Are you still hearing that buzz over your head, or is that diminished a little bit?
I haven't seen any air support from where
Yeah, that's
we
'cause
are
there's
right
only
now.
one out.
We were being escorted out behind by the public information officers. We're bringing reporters to the back.
This is
right
them.
now, I don't see any in the air.
Oh my God, this is the media that wouldn't get out of the way. Did you hear her? She's like, we were being escorted by the POI.
There's a few planes, so I think possibly yes. We're going to get some more information and bring that to you, but let's hope the winds don't pick up, because we know that the air support is so crucial tonight to keep these flames down.
Yeah, good point. All right, maintain that position. We'll get back to you later on tonight. You know, we've been spending so much time talking about the
Okay, so they're not going to show air coverage anyways, because oh, now we're in night vision. That sucks. Topanga Canyon 2. Yeah, we're in the night vision now. Let's do the last 30 minutes. Not good, folks. Not good. Hey, jammers. Thank you again, One-Eyed Flo. You guys are so great.
Mandeville Protection Group,
Digit
LAV1.
5141, Public Assist, 630 West Bonita.
It's definitely picking up. Here's the 1 hour.
Engine 186, abdominal pain BLS at 604
Palisades,
East McKinley.
Correction, Palisades Communications, LAV1.
LA, branch 1, go ahead.
LAV1
Group, I'll relay.
for Palisades Communications.
Palisades Communications reported fire near 3815 Mandeville Canyon Road. Unable to get a hold of the construction group.
Branch 1 copies 3815 Mandeville.
No, guys.
Mandeville Structure Group copies on command.
It doesn't look good at all, does it?
Engine 149 with Squad 111 to the seizure at 31940 Castaic Road. Quint 31, traffic collision BLS, Atlantic and Rosecrans.
The glow is real. We don't have any aerial footage. I don't think there's many helicopters up in the air, guys. There's one throwing down water. You can see on your screen. We've got a couple working over here, unless those are news. I'm not sure if those are fire
Engine
ones
11
or-
Public Assist at 1486 Harding Avenue.
These flames are creeping into Brentwood. So Brentwood thought they were out in the clear, and they weren't. Because now we've got this picking back up. Here's 15 minutes ago. Or 15-minute time span. Hey, Mallory, welcome back. 30 minutes. It's really picking up.
Engine 516 outdoor fire northbound 710 south of the 5.
All right, we're back to the live view. This will update on its own. Yeah, it's picking up. The winds are picking up. It's not looking good.
You don't hold a count.
Quint 118 with Squad 119 CKLS 17351 East Main.
We're getting the most updated information here, though. There is a guy with a live feed showing flames. How's he getting away with that? I don't know.
Engine 194, La Havre 2, entry BLS 751, Ridgehaven.
Probably one of the news stations. Right here. We can see it, too.
Langlois, Spitz. Wally stepped away for a minute.
Quentin Squad 8, entry ALS at 902, Genesee.
Yeah, we can show it for a little bit. I just can't leave it playing when I'm away. You know what I mean? Mandeville Canyon Road. We're bringing you the latest news. Exactly, Shell. We are the news. Hey, Katie. It's not looking good tonight. Those winds are picking up for sure.
Engine 344, Squad 32, traffic collision ALS at the 210, or correction, Mountain in the 210.
No, it's got nothing to do with the logo. It's got nothing to do with that. They didn't physically see it. It's all bots. I don't want to stream just the news anyway because we're getting better information from the scanner, to be honest. The media's back in freaking in the way and wouldn't get out of the way of the dozers. They had to send someone in there because they wouldn't get out of the way for them to work. That's a problem. You know? We wouldn't have heard that if it wasn't for the scanner. But this updates once a minute, guys. I mean, what are you going to see on there? You're going to see this. This looks, there's another look at it right there. Holy cow. I know, isn't that nuts? Right. Some medias are just looping it.
Engine 134, public assist, 2811, West K12.
Thank you guys again for buying me some
116,
pizza.
Squad 10, difficulty breathing, 113, West Bedsford.
Yeah, that glow is not good, guys. It's moving up towards Brentwood. Yeah, I just can't sit there and stream it. Let's see what they're saying, though.
Above 35 and 40 miles per hour, fixed wing, helicopters, water drops, that might not be able to happen because it could endanger the lives of the pilots
they've
up there,
backed
and we
off.
do not want that to occur.
Yeah, we've already see they backed off. We've got, well, we got these guys coming in, it looks like. Coming over to this fire. Oh, that's bad. Bad news. Bad news. Yeah, please hit the like button. Let's get this out into the algorithm so we can get more people in here and chat with us. There's the plane that got the FBI is investigating this.
That collision happened while there were flight restrictions in
structure
place
group
as
from
well.
6841 Alpha. Command.
See, they're just going to keep going back and forth. They're not going to show it constant. Here's the last 30 minutes.
Structure group on command.
Here's the last 30 minutes. Crazy.
Mandeville structure group 6841 Alpha on V1.
Go ahead on V1. Traffic for Mandeville
Engine
Structure Group,
37,
go ahead.
6 BLS, 38834 2nd Street East. Engine Squad 49, entry ALS 15132 Alicante Road. Quint 126, Squad 73, seizure 24180 Magic Mountain Parkway.
Traffic for Mandeville Structure Group on command V1, go ahead.
Don't be afraid. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. We're in this for the long haul. This isn't good. Let me give you the last 1 hour. Well, people are trying to get content with these drones, and the thing is they can get sucked into the plane's engine. Thank you so much, Flo. 10 cooter ships coming y'all's way. Welcome, new members. Enjoy the perks of being a member of Everyday with Jay, a secondary channel of J is for Justice. Part of the J for J network. The J for J studio network. Thank you, Flo. Thank you, Jammers, for the updates as well. Magic Mountain always reminds me of Too Short.
Quinton Squad 64, Engine 86, Engine 85, Engine 141, Quint 153, and Battalion 16. Structure fire in 64's district with Sheriff en route. 409 West 5th Street. Reported smoke showing, fire alarm going off. All companies responding, switch to command 30.
Second, but is it too late to hold over some of the resources assigned to contingency to bring them into Topanga Canyon Road?
Engine 95, Squad 158, re-respond to the auto versus pet. 17450 South Avalon Boulevard.
Auto versus pet. I can't. They're asking to bring resources over to Topanga. So, like I said, they're pulling.
I'm thinking of those masticators and chippers and stuff like that.
Do they have double operator and run them tomorrow?
No, this
Yeah,
fire.
that's why I'm calling you. I don't know how they got ordered. Just with the way things look up there in Branch 10, I hate to not do anything in here tonight. I'm going to pull an extra Alpha over at a division uniform and just get them prepped, but I'm not super comfortable if the wind picks up like it has the past couple nights that's going to stay up on the hill.
A live look at Brentwood. A live look at Brentwood. The flames are coming at Brentwood.
We can make it happen.
The flames are coming at Brentwood just like last night.
Okay, I'll have to dig through the IAP. Do you have cell service by chance? Can you give Matthews a call? I'm just stuck without any cell.
Paper?
This guy has no cell.
Yeah, give
Branch 7, contingency branch.
Rattle off the masticators and stuff like that, and if we could get them, they're all
Engine
off of Mulholland
537
down past
with
Malibu Canyon.
Squad
It wouldn't take
68,
them long to
abdominal
get them
pain
up
ALS.
here, into
24728
Topanga
Cordelia
Canyon
Road.
off of Mulholland, and we
Engine
could
to Patrol
definitely put them to work.
79, traffic collision, BLS. Parallel Highway at 165th East. Engine 97 with Squad 151, unconscious, 1854 Morningside Court.
Yeah, go ahead.
Engine Squad 41, chest pain, 1640 East
So when all that
120th
equipment
Street.
was originally ordered, it came with double operators. But when we
Oh,
rolled
pedestrian.
it all to 12s, it all dropped to single operator. I don't know if that changes the plan. We'll send them your way and work.
What are these people
support
doing?
You however we can.
I'm currently a sophomore
236 Squad 90, 6 ALS,
I've also seen the damage
3719
that has
Gilman.
been done to some of my favorite spots there.
Okay.
And I never really appreciated my school before
I don't know
until it burned
the
out.
policy on that, and I don't know if there can be a conversation with them where they can call back those extra operators and get them here for tomorrow. I'm throwing the idea out there. It would at least be doing something tonight along Topanga Canyon Road if we could start it, and if it's not possible, then that's the answer.
Oh, gosh. Look at that.
Give me 5 minutes and I'll get back to you.
Oh my goodness. This is the past 15 minutes, guys.
LA, Palisades, air attack, V1.
Palisades air attack, LA on V1, go ahead.
Air attack 5-2 is released from the Palisades fire, showing 15 minutes back to Foxfield. Have a good night.
This is the past hour.
Engine 40 outdoor fire,
Attack
4143 South St. Gabriel River. Engine 54 6 BLS 4960 Firestone Boulevard.
LA, Copter 4 off the Sierra V1.
Thank you, Colleen with a K. Yes, she's holding a cupcake. These people are in Brentwood right now. The flames are coming towards them.
Division Yankee, Task Force 4126, trainee on TAC. On command.
I just read an article that crews sent from Oregon to help were stopped because of not having a smog certification on their trucks. God almighty.
Traffic for uniform trainee on command. Go again.
Engine 10 with Quint 127 to the elevator rescue, 20700 South Avalon Boulevard. Engine 59, residential fire alarm at 8533 South Kalima Road.
The lumberyard.
My neighbors must be watching football. I hear yelling. All right. The iPhone link is pinned for those that want to become members.
9237 Golf trainee. And
Engine 560 with Squad 29 to the seizure, 2305 Bunker Avenue.
Oh, it just updated. Oh my gosh, look at
LA
this.
Communications
Donation
Division,
Center.
Zulu on command.
What a mess.
Division Zulu, go for communications.
Thank you guys
Supply
so much
order
for your
when you're ready to
support.
copy.
I appreciate the support so much. Thank
Division
you.
Zulu, go ahead with your supply order.
20,000 feet of inch and a half, 10,000 feet of inch with the appropriate brass.
Engine 140,
Delivered
Squad
to the
182
same place
unconscious,
it was delivered to
2170
earlier today.
Armour Street.
Mulholland Dirt and Fire Road 30.
Engine 6, Squad 36, seizure 1065 West Lomita Boulevard.
Yeah, task force in Yankee trying to check in. Go ahead on command.
I don't know. That's just what someone said in chat.
Task Force 4126 is checking in. We've arrived at Topanga Lumberyard, waiting assignment. We were told to check in.
Engine 233, outdoor fire 119 West Oldfield.
Go ahead and continue up canyon until you reach Topanga Canyon and Cheney, and then stage there, and I'll get with you. Hit me on the radio when you get there.
That copy. Division Zulu, communications copies your supply request, 20,000 feet of inch and a half, 10,000 feet of inch, along with the appropriate brass.
Thank you,
to be delivered
Tish.
to Mulholland Dirt Road, cross of Fire Road 30. Can I have a phone number for the ground contact?
It just updated again. It's getting bigger.
Area code 209-419-4426.
Division Zulu, communications copies 209-419-4426.
Division Zulu.
So on this map here, you can see Brentwood down here. And there's one helicopter. Or wait, sorry, I lied.
Mandeville Structure Group from 6841 Alpha.
There's
on
3.
Command.
They got 3 there now. Let me move this over. They pulled them from the other area, and now all 3 are tackling this fire.
Engine 24 with Squad 134 to the Chest Pains, 2502 Sycamore Lane. Engine 154, outdoor fire at 4740 Glenarden.
Let's see if we can get...
Engine at Squad 87, injury ALS at 14260 Berrydale.
Here's a live view of Mandeville.
Division Zulu, Task Force 4226 on command.
Well, because there have been helicopters and planes just dropping the retardant along this area, making sure that that is an added layer of protection, guys.
I think they moved their cars to the side.
Christian, thank you for that report. We're going to get to this image here. This was taken earlier this week as the Palisades fire was breaking out on Tuesday night.
Branch 7 training,
as you mentioned,
uniform training, go ahead.
Engine at Squad 16, difficulty breathing, 1757 East 92nd Street.
Victor for the night. Hey, firm. I have 1107 Alpha staged at DP 75.
There's no helicopters up because of the wind, guys.
Copy. If you can get 1107 Alpha moving towards LA County Station 69, they can touch base with Victor trainee when they get here, start getting familiar with the area.
Engine 5117, Squad 191 and La Habra 1, injury ALS at 1750 West La Habra Beach, correction, La Habra Boulevard. Engine 38, Squad 58, injury ALS at 5434 Marburn.
Last 30 minutes again.
Branch 7, contingency branch on command.
So curfew's in effect right now. Yeah, it's growing big time, guys.
Engine 152, West Covina, Quint 122, Engine 29, Engine 32, Engine 151, Quint 29, Quint 187, Squad 154, Battalion 16 Charlie, and Battalion 15. Commercial building fire 154's district reported flames seen from the Covina High School gym roof. 463 Hollenbeck Avenue. Units responding, switch to command 32.
Look at that. That's Tarzana right now. Tarzana is near Encino.
Battalion 16 Charlie. Respond to the commercial building fire 154's district 463 South Hollenbeck. Your command channel is command 32.
See, those winds
Engine
are
194, Squad 20, Medical Rescue, La Mirada Boulevard, Nalandra. Engine 95, Residential Fire Alarm 403 East 140th Street. Engine 192, Squad 28, Difficulty Breathing, 150 South California Street. Quint 170, Squad 173, Injury ALS at 11307 South Lamole.
Contingency, Branch 7 trainee, go ahead. All right, in conversation with all the operators over here, they can make it work for a full 24 tonight with a relief operator. So let me know when you're ready to copy the E numbers and then give me a reporting location for the masticators, please.
Here's a map of Covina High School.
Copy, give me a second to grab something right.
Division Zulu, communications.
Oh, wow. Do you guys see that? Here's the Eaton fire.
Contingency, Branch 7 trainee, go ahead with those E numbers.
So like Arcadia, I guess?
Branch 7 trainee, stand by.
Battalion 15, Battalion 16, Charlie, come up on command 32 to confirm en route.
Division Zulu, communications.
I'm using Broadcastify, Jojo. Oops. Hold on. We've got something going on with the roof of the junior high, I think, from what I just heard on the news. Let me find that channel. I've got it on in the living room, so I'll find it. That's not live.
Winds Monday through Wednesday, and then less wind finally by the end of the week with a
Zulu, communications.
That's not it. Damn it.
Whatever they can to really extend
Battalion
the line
17.
out here and extend containment
Come
and
up on
make more
dispatch 1 for
separation
a
between
status check.
the fire, the
Ellie
hotspots,
repeating,
and
Battalion
homes.
16.
But joining us live right now
Come
is
up on dispatch 1 for a status check, please.
No, I'm not switching streams.
how is the fight going today?
Today, the fight went great. We were able to protect this community.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to that. I don't know what.
Communications Division, Charlie on command.
Division Charlie, go for communications.
Yeah, I'm out of cell phone service. Did you have traffic?
Division Charlie, communications negative. I was trying to reach Division Zulu.
Division Charlie, copy.
This is Mandeville Canyon Road in Hollyhock Place in Brentwood. Mandeville Canyon Road and Power Pole Road, Mandeville Fire Road in Brentwood.
Branch 5, Branch 7.
Go ahead. BD ops.
What's your location?
Look how smoky it is.
Temescal and PCH.
Palisades fire through the night. Live Air 7, Gabe Santos, ABC 7. Eyewitness
Right.
news.
That's great news,
I'm
Gabe,
there with
because
the
it
engine staging.
red flag.
Copy,
Santa Ana
second
wind
parking lot where I met you the other night.
Yeah, it's not down by the LAPD staging area.
I copy, I'll find you.
Branch 7, contingency.
Engine 587 with squad 29 to the difficulty breathing 346
Okay,
North
we have
Sunset
3 masticators that we have on 24. It's going to be E538, E539.
They pulled these hoses from
E540,
the tanker
They filled up this tank here, goes in the truck, goes to the hoses, goes all the way down, and there are dozens upon dozens of crews down in the canyon trying to fire those hot spots. I did speak with someone from CAL FIRE who told me that they had dozed the line, a big bulldoze line, a little bit east of here. The fire did jump that, so you see behind me, this is all dirt because this was a new bulldoze line. We saw a couple hours ago when we were out here, those bulldozers creating a line, but they could only get down maybe a quarter mile, and then they had to stop because the terrain was just too steep. So you see up on the ridge there, the flames are going strong. We are looking south towards the Pacific Ocean, towards Pacific Palisades. We are about a half a mile from the top of Reseda and Tarzana in that direction, but the fire and the wind is moving in the opposite direction, so not necessarily towards the San Fernando Valley. I know it's dark out here, but I'm going to walk up a little bit, excuse me guys, as we come up the street, because this is a fire road that we're on right now. You can see it's a dirt road. You can kind of see over here as well. They've been dropping retardant throughout the day. That's why it gets pinkish, reddish color.
Jesus.
But as you come over here, you see some of the areas, the hot spots have flared up, and that's why fire trucks are over here right now. You see a little bit of smoke as well.
Uh-oh. We're losing
I know
them.
it's dark here, particularly difficult for these crews who have been out here trying to keep a gauge on some of the hot spots and flare.
Uh-oh. They're going to cut away.
You can kind of see as Tim goes down a little bit, we're losing line of sight on his signal, and we will check back in with Tim Caputo as he is approaching those flames.
Good God. Yeah, the bulldozers they were blocking. Look how big it is now. Let's get back to the scanner. I did mute it. Sorry. So they said they bulldozed the line, and it did cross that line.
Branch 10, branch 7. Branch 10.
So this high wind advisory is until tomorrow at 2 p.m. We do. We need Chris Christie. They're not up, though. They're not up in the helicopters right now. That's what's crazy, is because these winds have picked up. They're not able to be up there.
Branch 7, branch 5.
Go ahead, branch 5.
What's up, Regan?
I'll
Welcome
wait for
back.
you here. I got some stuff to run by you.
I copy that. Probably 10 minutes or so. Break, branch 10, branch 7.
Engine 5143, Squad 87, full arrest, 11690 East Ramona.
Here is a rundown of the past 6 hours. It just got bigger, too, in the latest update. This is the last 6 hours.
Branch 7, branch 10, trainee.
Hey, how do you copy?
Loud and clear. Can I help you with something?
I'm not sure if you heard the conversation with contingency, but we're going to roll some of their masticators over onto a 24. We're going to start prepping and softening Topanga Canyon Road, starting at Old Topanga Canyon, working in towards Station 69. I just wanted to get it on your radar.
I'll pass it on to actual too. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Sailor. Everybody, thank you for being here. Please hit the like button. That's what they've been doing, Loaded Hot.
Branch 7, contingency west.
All right, I'll be right back.
Contingency West, Branch 7.
I'm getting up for a second. I'll be right back, guys.
Investigators have been informed in their
Quid
drive
4,
time
Squad
from
90, auto versus pedestrian,
Mulholland
San
Highway
Gabriel Boulevard
Malibu Canyon Road.
at Delta Avenue. EST
I copy.
173
I apologize,
with Squad
Branch 7
98
training,
to
if
the
you copy
stroke
that.
Clark at Somerset.
Branch 7 training copy. Thanks.
Branch 7 operations, I copy all that traffic.
Thank you, Branch 7.
Engine 29, Squad 154, difficulty breathing, 703, Shady Glen.
Operations, Branch 10.
Branch 10 operations, good.
Yeah, I know you're headed over towards Alpha and Branch 1, but when you can, tie in with me at that water tank we talked about.
Yeah, I'm going to come in off 405 at Mulholland Drive. I'll be over there in a little while.
Copy.
Engine 141, move to fire station 61.
Communications, Will Rogers staging.
Will Rogers.
Engine 141, go to 64. Fire station 64, please.
Communications, Will Rogers staging.
Engine Squad 92, stick ALS in 79th District, 34127, 128th Street East. Engine Squad 183, injury ALS at Ross and Lincoln.
Will Rogers.
Engine 29, Squad 154, difficulty breathing, 703, Shady Glen Drive.
Will Rogers staging.
Division Yankee 4126 on command.
Communications, Mandeville Structure Group on command.
Mandeville Structure Group, go for communications.
Address 3183 on Mandeville has been checked. No assistance required.
Mandeville Communications copies the structure at 3183. Mandeville was checked. No assistance needed.
Communications, West contingency.
Unit contacting communications.
161, traffic collision DLS at 122nd and Cedar.
West contingency.
Quint 147, rubbish.
Are off.
El Segundo and Santa Fe.
West contingency. Communications copies all day resources off the line. 126 on command.
Engine 514, investigation inside. 13010 Cornbloom. Engine 19, investigation outside. Foothill and Castle.
Palisades Communications, LAV-1 enable.
Palisades Communications, go ahead.
Palisades Communications, LA reports a fire near the intersection of Mulholland Highway, Cold Canyon Road. Mulholland Highway, Cold Canyon Road.
LA, Palisades Communications copies. Report of a fire, Mulholland Canyon. And correction, Mulholland and Cold Canyon Road.
Engine 43, traffic collision BLS 15351 East Nelson Avenue. Engine 42, squad 47, difficulty breathing 8213 Artson. Quentin Squad 106, thick ALS 5801 Crest Street.
On command.
Squad 115, sick, correction, chest pain, 10903 Muroc Street.
Palisades Communications, Uniform Trainee Command.
Division Uniform Trainee, go for communications.
Engine 107, investigation outside.
Yeah, was there a report of
camp plenty at
start at Cold Canyon, Mulholland?
See your text.
Division Uniform Trainee, affirmative. Phone and report from LAV-1 of a fire at Mulholland across a Cold Canyon Road. We were locating which division that was in.
No, it's going to be within division uniform. I'm in the area. We'll investigate.
Division Uniform Trainee, communications copy.
Engine 33, difficulty breathing, 43859 FIG.
Hey, communications, do you have traffic for division uniform?
Division Uniform, communications, that's a negative.
Division Yankee, 4126 on command.
Okay, guys, we have a new meeting starting. Check this out. We have a community meeting. This is live right now. Hot mic. Ange, thanks so much for gifting 5 memberships. I appreciate your support. Welcome, new Cooters. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much. We're getting ready. I guess this is a community meeting that's going to be starting soon.
We have 2 minutes. 2 minutes, everyone. 2 minutes.
Oh,
Good evening
Lord.
and welcome.
This is a production.
My name is Lucas Spellman, Information Officer for the Palisades Fire. This is a community meeting for January 11th, 2025. This evening we will have speakers covering a wide range of information for you. We have collected your questions and we will answer them at the end of the informational presentation. If your questions have not been answered, we have public information officers in the foyer to help answer additional questions. We would like to thank all elected officials for being here this evening. Now for the presentation.
Good evening. My name is Christian Litz. I work with LA County Fire Department, and I'm operation here on the Palisades Fire. I'm going to go ahead and describe half the fire to you, and my partner, operations over there, will also describe the other half, the right half of the fire. The Palisades Fire is being reported at 23,654 acres and 11% containment. I'd like to take a second to talk about the aircraft. Everybody likes to see the aircraft in the air. We love it as a huge piece of equipment that puts a lot of work for us and helps us on the ground do what we need to do to secure the fire edges. So you'll hear terms like VLAT, LAT, air tankers. So a VLAT is a very large air tanker. It looks like a big commercial plane that's flying overhead. A large air tanker is a little bit smaller, and then we break it down. We even had a C-130 out there dropping some retardant to help us along. And then we have a robust number of helicopters out there. We have been using all these aircraft on these fires these last couple days. You have over 10 fixed wing, which is those VLATs and LATs, those air tankers out there dropping retardant for us. And then we have over 34 helicopters out there throughout the time period dropping either water or retardant on the fire's edge to help us keep this contained and keep it to the smallest footprint as possible. I always like to start off to say that we plan to keep a fire as small as possible that we can, but we always prepare for events to happen, wind shifts, changing in the environment, so that we're ready to respond to any new starts even around the fire's edge. So I'm going to start at Topanga Canyon. If you look at the top side of the fire at Topanga Canyon, to the right of Topanga Canyon, if we follow that fire's edge all the way around to about where Sylvia Park is, just under it and a little to the right there, that edge of that fire has not moved. It looks really good, minimal activity, but we know there's still heat along that edge, so we still have people and personnel out there walking that edge, securing that edge, cutting line in there with hand tools to cut the fuel away from the black and the green that we like to say, and that's what's going to secure the edge, and then mop up interior so that we have no threat for any kind of possibility of progression on that fire. In that same area, you see Topanga Park, or Topanga Oak, you see Sylvia Park. We still have resources in there, and engines and personnel are in there walking around the houses, making plans, maybe doing some work around the houses there so we can build some defensible space. Again, just in case, right? We're always preparing for the future. Now, you did see some activity to the right of Sylvia Park. On this map, you see some black X's that move up and around. That's what we consider, that's a dozer line symbol. We did have some activity over there. We have aircraft working. We are switching back and forth between the airplanes and the helicopters to keep that in check. And we built a robust plan. We have resources on the top side of that and the bottom side of that. We have engines, crews, and as we work those aircraft and the situation changes for us, where as it cools out through the night, the activity as it goes down, they're going to attack that from both sides. Again, we call it direct, right along the fire's edge to keep the footprint as small as possible. If we're looking at the top side above that, move around Dirt Mulholland as we move to the right until what drops down comes down into Mandeville Canyon. That top side looks really good. Again, it's right up against that dozer line and that Dirt Mulholland. We still have resources and personnel in the area walking that, cooling it off, securing that edge, minimal fire activity over there. Still working on that heat, though. A lot of work to be done over there. As we move on the far right, top right of the map, and it comes down, you see Mandeville Canyon. The fire is down to Mandeville Canyon. We watched it as it was backing down into that area. Again, switching between the airplanes and the helicopters and retardant and water, lining it around that bottom as it eases down to lower that intensity as it brings down, to make sure it's in a safe location where resources can get in there and do some work. Winds in our favor in that area, so it looks really good. We have to continue to work hard, though, in the area to secure it and do it. If you look, you see some pictures out there. They're so deep engaged in that. We have fire engines that are now pink because they're matching that retardant as they're dropping in, but they're not backing out. They stay in there and work, and they have the public in their hearts and working hard around those structures. Coming down Brentwood into the Westridge area. Again, crews got in there direct, right against that fire's edge, securing the edge all the way down into Mandeville Canyon Road to lock that side in. Now, as we move south, as we move down the map, you always see Riviera and down to Pacific Palisades. That footprint hasn't moved in a couple of days, but there's still a lot of work in there with the structures damaged. So we still have people in there working all around those structures. The ones that are standing, they're going around those structures, making sure that there's no adverse fire effects on those structures and any additional damage, and then doing what they can in the community around that. And then you have the Pacific Palisades, and coming back down to the Topanga on the bottom side, or on the PCH, we still have resources going really deep interior, doing the same thing, maintaining that present, looking for the heat sources, and working around the structures. One thing that we've done is we use UASs, right? Unmanned air sources. They're drones, and the drones are pretty cool because they have the ability to have an IR, which they look for heat signatures. We don't only just use them around the perimeter of the fire, we're also using them around the structures. So they're getting over those structures and are finding those heat sources, and what that allows us is we can put people directly where we find that heat, and we can really dig in deep, get the water on there, get the hand tools in there, and limit the possibility of any kind of growth or any additional damage.
All right, good evening. My name is Landon Hack. Work for CAL FIRE, and I'm also Operations Section Chief on the incident, working in conjunction with Chief Lips. We are both joined at the hip, literally walking around the day operations, driving around the day operations and running this incident together, unified. Coming further as we move to the left-hand side of the map here, coming along the Pacific Coast Highway, along Topanga Beach, Las Flores, right up there along the highway, there was a lot of structural damage in there, a lot of large buildings, and that stuff takes a really long time to get the heat out of. A lot of the mop-up work that's being done in there, they have to get really deep in there and pull heavy material back and stuff like that. And as you guys are all well aware of, along that coastal highway, there's a lot of roads that go up into the canyons and drainages up into where the homes were up in there. So the crews are all working up in those areas too, getting up very far in there and trying to make sure that everything is taken care of, the structures are secured, they're getting mopped up around, getting the water, and taking care of anything that's next to those structures. So one thing that they do when they're in there is the structures that are remaining, they go around and they clean anything up around and put water down and pull vegetation back and work on that so that there's less availability for fuels to get into those structures and continue to damage things. As we come over towards Malibu Canyon, you guys will see a black line that goes up there. That's where the Palisades fire ran into the burn scar from the Franklin fire about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So that black line is in there because that is what we consider controlled, that piece, in that there's no real ability for that fire to move beyond that point. In this case, that's because everything to it has, to the left of the map there is already burned. Coming up Malibu Canyon, up into Montanito, really good work has been done up in there. The fire was backing down through there a couple days ago. It produced a pretty good smoke column as a drainage burned out in there. That drainage had line constructed on it ahead of time that went in behind all the structures and was in place. There was hose lays down there, and that line was staffed with firefighters as that burned up, and they held it there, protecting the homes and structures in there. Coming across that top, moving to the right from Montanito, along Piuma and Saddle Creek road systems. The fire is hung up in the road systems up in there, and the engine companies, the crews, bulldozers, depending on the terrain, we select which resources are going to be most effective in there. But they've gone in there and they're kind of tying all the rock outcroppings to the road systems, getting the vegetation moved back, removed from the fire's edge, and constructing that line across the top. And that's going very well. That portion up in there has not moved or grown in a couple days, but there's still stump holes and stuff like that. There's heat up there that they got to put water on and get it taken care of. And then as we come into Fernwood, down kind of right below Fernwood there, and where Topanga Canyon comes up. So we had some structure defense going on in there a couple days ago that was pretty intense. They did a really good job on that Topanga Canyon side, south of Fernwood there. That was held in check, stayed out of the structures, and is now being hose lays and hand line and direct line is being put in play there. As that brings you back up to where Chief Litt started in Topanga Oaks. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Rich Thompson, incident meteorologist, Palisades incident. I'd like to, first of all, take a minute to discuss how we kind of got here weather-wise to the way this fire behaved. First of all, to note is that this area has not received any measurable rainfall since April of last year. So basically, for the last 9 months, this area has been dry. No rain of any kind. So the vegetation out there at the time the fire ignited was very, very dry, very critically dry for this time of year. That was the first thing. Then the day of the event, the area was under extremely strong Santa Ana wind event. In fact, probably one of the strongest Santa Ana wind events we've seen in the last several years. So because of that, we had wind gusts, very, very strong wind gusts, and along with those winds, a very dry atmosphere. So the combination of that very dry brush, those very strong Santa Ana winds, and the dry atmosphere were the perfect ingredients for this fire to spread very quickly and become the damaging incident that it was. So those are the atmospheric conditions that led up to the fire. Now, forecast-wise, we're looking for beginning tonight and continuing through the middle of next week is another round of Santa Ana winds. We're looking for moderate to strong Santa Ana winds to occur across this area through Wednesday, with probably the strongest winds on Tuesday. So you're going to have really strong gusty winds, very dry atmosphere, and still the very dry brush, so still have some very critical fire weather conditions out there for the firefighters to deal with. So therefore, we do have a red flag warning that's in effect from right now until 6 p.m. Wednesday evening to kind of let everyone know that we're going to have those widespread critical fire weather conditions. I would like to stress, though, this upcoming extended round of Santa Ana winds is not going to be anywhere near as strong as we saw when this event broke out. It's going to be as strong as Santa Ana, but maybe be about like 60-70% of the strength of this event that led up to this fire. So, but again, we're looking for another round of critical Santa Ana winds and critical fire weather conditions over the next several days.
Good evening. I'm Joe Everett. I'm the Assistant Chief for the Operations West Bureau for the Los Angeles City Fire Department. And just to give you an idea of where that is, I cover the areas of Hollywood, Brentwood, Bel Air, Pacific Palisades, and I butt up to Malibu, and then I move over and I got a little bit of the airport. And just a little bit more about myself. I'm not just the assistant chief there. I'm involved in the community, and let me tell you how that goes. In 1937, my grandfather had his first assignment as a firefighter at Fire Station 69, which is in the Pacific Palisades. Later on, my father became a firefighter, and he retired out of the fire station there in Fire Station 69. I've spent a portion of my career in that area. I spent 5 years as a battalion commander in Pacific Palisades and the surrounding area, and then now I've encompassed more of an area. And you might ask, why would I tell you all this? And this is the reason why. It's because the heartfelt feelings I have over what I've seen, it resonates with me heavily. I feel for the people of the Palisades. I feel for the people of Malibu and the surrounding communities that have had loss. But I'm here to tell you that myself, along with my partners from the Los Angeles County Fire Department and our full force multiplier from the CAL FIRE team that's come in to assist us, I'll be there for you till the end. And I ask you to please, I know it's frustrating, but please be patient. As we are up there, we're still working, and as you heard from our operations chief, we're working extremely hard to contain and maintain any further damage, and we're still aggressively fighting fire out there. So I ask you to please be patient with us, work with us, and like I said, we're going to work hard. We're going to get through this together.
Good evening. My name is Captain Andrew Cruz from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. I am the incident commander for the Sheriff's Department's incident management team. So on behalf of the Sheriff's Department, I want to first of all say our hearts go out to everyone affected by the fires. Please know that the Sheriff's Department's priorities remain for the safety and the well-being of everyone in the community. Just real quick, give you some numbers. The Sheriff's Department is staffing the Palisades Fire with 103 personnel, along with 16 National Guardsmen. Our missions remain for traffic control points, hard road closures, roving security, welfare checks, and escorts for essential services and needs such as animal recoveries and medications. As you know, a curfew order was put in place for all mandatory evacuation zones, which take effect from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. This curfew is strictly enforced and is being taken to enhance the public safety and protection of property and to prevent looting in areas where residents have been evacuated. We ask that everyone comply with the curfew and stay clear of the affected zones unless they are authorized personnel or emergency responders. Anyone found in violation of the curfew is subject to arrest of a misdemeanor, which may result in a fine or jail time. We understand this is an extremely stressful, challenging time, and we appreciate the public's cooperation as we work together during this crisis. I'm happy to report that the curfew from last night, there were no arrests made. So, which tells me the curfew order is effective. So, there are services at the Family Assistance Center at the Cheviot Hills Recreation Center. There will be personnel from the Sheriff's Department to answer any questions and to take any missing person reports. Thank you.
Well, good evening. My name is Jim Hudson. I'm the Unified Incident Commander from CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 2. And as we are all in this room together tonight, I just want to say that I'm going to paint a little picture of what we are doing, our actions right now. You got a really good briefing there from our operations section chiefs. But as I talk about what lies ahead, I fully realize that what was already occurred due to the scope and the magnitude of this incident, there's nothing I can say that's going to provide relief or comfort for those that have been impacted and been removed from their homes. But as we're here tonight, my goal is to reassure you that we are taking every action possible for the hand that you have all been dealt in your communities in this incident that we haven't seen a scale like this in the Los Angeles area in a very long time. So as we work through this incident, we are mobilizing all the resources that we can throughout the state of California. These two incidents, this and the Eaton fire, but specifically the Palisades, are those are the top priorities for Cal Fire right now. We are moving resources from Northern California. We're taking other units down up north to drawdown levels, and we are making every effort. We have all the rotor wing and fixed wing available to us, assigned to these incidents. The majority of them, if not all of them, are working on the Palisades incident today. And we're continuing to get assistance and work through the mutual aid state-to-state process. We've brought in engines as far away as Texas and Montana, as well as all the states that border or in close proximity to California. It's important to remember, you get a lot of reports from Cal Fire, and you hear these press conferences around the state during fire season. This incident's a little bit different right now. We have three priorities: life, your property, and perimeter control. When we go to large fires across the state, perimeter control a lot of the time and protecting communities is our number one priority, and we focus our attention around the perimeter of those fires. With this fire, we are still combating structure fires on the interior of the fire, and we're balancing our resources. So this is not just a wildland fire. This is a wildland fire that we're running initial attack structure fires on every day. Crews are working diligently. Most of the resources we have been working 48 hours at some point, and we will continue to do so. And as resources come in, they go directly to the line to assist. So as we work through this too, we're continuing to mobilize. I want you to know that Cal Fire is committed to this incident. It's not just about the fire. We're already having discussions with our Unified Incident Command partners here on recovery efforts and really what we can do to stabilize the community. We're going to continue to pull resources in. This will maintain the priority for the state right now as for all the resources we have. And we're continuing to monitor the situation. We're well aware that red flag events or potential red flag and Santa Anas are coming. We are doing everything to be prepared. We have resources here. Every effort is being made to reinforce our lines ahead of that. And we'll look at deploying anything to new incidents around the area as well. We did prepare for this incident. We were well aware that there was going to be a Santa Ana event, but as you heard from our meteorologist here, this was to historic levels. For us, those that were here on the front lines, talking to firefighters from out in the area, and then in my career, I've never seen ember cast or that we saw that Tuesday and into Wednesday. It was something that I don't know that I'll witness in my career again, or any of the folks that were out there. So we can't change the past, but we are here 100% behind these communities that are affected. We'll continue to do so, and we'll provide you all the information and updates moving forward that we can. So thank you.
Good evening. My name is Robert Harris, and I'm Deputy Fire Chief for the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I'm also the Central Region Deputy, which means I oversee the Malibu community and the LA Basin. I just wanted to assure you, and I am one of the incident commanders here representing Los Angeles County. Right now, the Los Angeles County Fire Department has roughly 1,475 members that are assigned fighting fires right now. We are fully committed to doing the very best that we can to get these fires extinguished. Prior to the start of this fire, we already had apparatus pre-staged in these areas so that we can do our best to quickly extinguish the fire before it got large. We are, as an organization, along with our partners, fully committed to ensuring that we keep you, the community, informed. We just ask for your patience. Today, communications, they move very, very quickly. But our primary responsibility that we want to own is to push out communication as quick as possible, but we want to ensure that that communication that we're pushing out is accurate. One thing that we would ask that you do for us is to assist us by heeding any type of evacuations that we push forward. We do understand that these evacuations may be an inconvenience for you. And believe me, we do not take those instructions or those warnings lightly. We will get together, we talk about the pros and cons, but I need you to understand those warnings are to get you out of the area prior to the fire coming, and that will allow us to surge more apparatus in. If you stay in those areas, you put yourself at risk, and you also hamper our firefighting activities. So please assist us in that. There's one more area that I would just like to emphasize that we really need your help. On the third day of this incident, after one of our aerial planes were flying, we got back and landed over in Van Nuys, and during the inspection, we found a drone that was lodged in one of the wings. Obviously, for obvious reasons, this is something that is very alarming because that could have resulted in disastrous effects to not only our personnel, but those on the ground. So the airspace around this incident is restricted, and that includes any type of public drones. Sadly, though, I must report that since the start of this incident, we've had 48 total drone incursions into the airspace. When those drones, those privately owned drones, are detected, we have to pause firefighting activities, aerial firefighting activities. So we ask you to please assist us by not operating drones in the area. We do have detection devices up, and we will seek to find the owners and then prosecute them accordingly. So please help us continue with the effort and utilize all of our aerial assets, which are just tremendously effective and helpful with helping us extinguish this fire. There is a saying that goes, as firefighters, we risk a lot to save a life. We risk a lot to save a lot. So in that, what do I mean by that is that our firefighters are working extremely long hours, and they're out there putting their lives on the line, as well as to do our very best to service our community and to protect your property. I just need you to know that. We take this very seriously. We live here, and we feel your pain. So just know that your Los Angeles County Fire Department will keep you informed. We want to get you back into your properties and your neighborhoods as quick as possible. Just be patient with us. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Lorenz. I'm with the Los Angeles Police Department. I hold the rank of captain. I am going to be the incident commander for the LAPD side for the evening hours from 6 p.m. to 8, or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. every morning. I just want to, my sympathy goes out to those who've lost their homes. I couldn't imagine how that would feel. I do have several police officers and sergeants that work closely with me who also lost their homes, and sadly, just to clear their own minds, they actually came into work the last couple of days just to get their mind off of what was going on. So it's been really hard and draining just on the officers alone, especially the young officers who've never seen anything even like this. But they're doing their best out there, especially at fixed posts and dealing with community members. I will tell you that we're immensely proud with the support from the community for resources, everything from nonprofit resources that have been brought in from other parts of the city. For example, I work in South Central Los Angeles, and I oversee the housing projects over there, Nickerson Gardens, Jordan Downs. And even some of the nonprofits that usually help out in those areas are now coming over to Pacific Palisades. And I'm very grateful just to even see that kind of support, and even the support from the community for our first responders. But just to speak about the mandatory evacuation areas, they continue to be closed to the public. As you know, there have been certain escorts for certain reasons, but effective immediately, and this is something that was told to me by Daywatch. I haven't came on yet officially until after this meeting, but they're going to temporarily suspend all escorts into the mandatory evacuation zones However, the welfare checks for loved ones and friends that may have been sheltered in place during the burn area will still be conducted as resources are available. LAPD is maintaining its support with the Unified Command and everybody behind me. We're committed to supporting CAL FIRE, County Fire, and LAFD until residents are able to return. LAPD's responsibility in all this is crime suppression, vehicle and pedestrian control, and conducting welfare checks. LAPD resources that are deployed to the Palisades fire
The
are
freaking
roughly about
scanner
400,
is going nuts
LAPD
during
personnel
this.
at any given time. We're talking during the day watch and also during the evening watch hours. And we're
I gotta mute him for a second because the scanner is going off. It's like a look over here, not over there situation. Let's hear what's going on.
Division Uniform Trainee, go for Palisades Communications.
Let's see what's going on in the Palisades.
On the last report for Mulholland and Cold Canyon, there was a resident with a fire in the fireplace. Smoke from a chimney was the result of the investigation.
Oh my God.
Traffic for Victor on command.
It's just like rhetoric, you know. I want to hear the quick Q&A.
Division Victor, Palisades Communications. Report of a flare-up near 2345 Tuna Canyon Road.
Another flare-up. Tuna Canyon Road.
Division Victor's copies has been investigated and is clear.
Division Victor, Palisades Communications copies. Break. Division Uniform Trainee, Palisades Communications copies. Report of the fire near Mulholland and Cold Canyon was a fireplace or smoke from a chimney. No action needed.
Palisades Communication, that's a firm. We'll send a unit to investigate for an additional investigation. However, that may be the source of the calls.
We'll go back to it.
Palisades Communications copies.
I just wanted to see what was going on. I saw the scanner lighten up, and I'm like, so one thing was a smoking fireplace, but there is a flare up on Tuna Canyon Road.
Please speak to the officer at scene. We'll get a supervisor out there. If the supervisor don't know, it'll make it all the way to me, and we'll make sure we get the right people in front of you. But like I said, I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed to be here in front of you. But at the same time, I feel very sorry for those who lost their homes. I don't know what that feels like. I still look at my officers who lost their homes, and they're coming to work every single day. I just don't know how they do that. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Congressman Brad Sherman. For decades, I've represented the West and South San Fernando Valley, and 3 years ago, they added to the district Pacific Palisades, Malibu, Brentwood, Bel Air, most of the west side neighborhoods that have been affected. Well, with me here is John Alford, and he and I will be around and available to you, and we're available at the office, 818-501-9200. Usually in an event like this, I'd have handouts for you. We're just flying as fast as we can, and so the material is available on the web, Congressman Brad Sherman.house, that's for House of Representatives.gov, or it's everything I'm going to say, or just about everything. I've also tweeted at Brad Sherman. On the federal side, one issue we've been dealing with is these notices that come on your phone. People will wonder, is that the county's fault? There's some of them are, most of them have been erroneous, or FEMA's fault, or the private contractor's fault. We'll find out later whose fault it is. The key thing is they've solved the problem, and we've got to get the word out. Now, if you get a notice on your phone, it's for real. And also to know what the evacuation areas are and what the warning areas are. Probably the most up-to-date site is the LA Fire Department for inside the LA city limits. Then you've got the County Fire Department site for areas outside the city limits. And both of these sites are available, again, at bradsherman.house.gov or at Brad Sherman on Twitter. You've got the site there to go. And these sites, of course, are kept up to date. So it's a little odd. You click on it from my Twitter now. You click on it an hour from now, you get a somewhat different map. As others have said, if you're told to evacuate, please evacuate. The police and National Guard are now doing a much better job in making sure that your possessions are safe. As to the cost of evacuating, most fire insurance policies will pay for a mandatory evacuation hotel room. If the insurance company doesn't, FEMA will pay for that, for a mandatory evacuation. I believe their number is something like $174 a night. And of course, there are evacuation centers in various places, one right next to our office in Sherman Oaks, but you know that there's one at El Camino High School and several other places. And these centers will accept small pets. For large animals, you've got Pierce College. So nobody wants to leave, but your possessions will be safe. The cost is taken care of. Your pets can be safe. I'll be sending out a mass email tomorrow, and many of you are getting those mass emails. It'll also be on the website. Best evacuation practices. A couple of things. Make sure, of course, you take your medicines, your pet's medicines, etc. Close your garage door. And I'm being told by people who know a lot more about fire than I do that can be critical in saving your home. There are a whole bunch of other things that will be in that mass email we're sending tomorrow. We're going to be, right now, soon we'll be in the rebuild and recovery phase. The biggest source of funds to rebuild your home, to take care of your property, is your insurance policy. But I know insurance has been expensive. Many of you are on the FAIR, the state's FAIR policy program, which is limited insurance. Some of you have regular private insurance, but the amount may not be sufficient. There is some federal help. It is not what I would like to see, but these are the standards that have been applied to every major disaster. I'm going to be asking my colleagues to make an exception. They're going to say, but we didn't do it for North Carolina, and I've got to say, yes, but do it for the Palisades. The two big items are loans at 4%, $500,000 for property, for real estate, $100,000 for everything else. There's also grants, $43,600 maximum for uninsured repair costs to your home. And if you qualify for that at the federal level, the state will kick in $10,000 more. For another $43,000, separate $43,600 for everything else, including automobile losses and medical costs, etc. What else? I want to commend CAL FIRE and the state in general. They did something that is unusual in our business. They acted before the disaster. That is to say, the governor was advised, and 2 to 3 days before the first spark, they had already brought fire resources down from Northern California. Now, there probably wasn't going to be a fire. This isn't the only time we've had wind. Not every wind results in something like this. But the meteorologist said the wind was coming. They moved the resources down. If there hadn't been any fires, I'm sure some enterprising journalist would say, oh my God, they wasted a lot of money bringing resources down. What if there'd been a fire in Northern California? The smart thing to do was to pre-position those resources over, I'm told, over 100 engines, helicopters, etc. And to take action before there's a fire is certainly unusual. As we look to the future, we have to change the way we live. It's not enough to be able to respond to a fire with everything that our firefighters do. We need to make sure that buildings that were built before 2008 are brought up to the 2008 Chapter 7A Building Code for Fire Resistance. We have to deal in a much more serious way with vegetation management and make sure that vegetation is 10 feet away from the home. So I look forward to working with you on this, and I wish I had handout materials and had a better script, but I'm, like all of us, just running and trying to keep up with this. I look forward to seeing you at the break. Thank you.
I now would like to open up for our elected officials to come up and speak that didn't get a chance to get on our list to come up. So if you could, one person at a time, come on up, and I'd be more than happy to give you the mic.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie Irwin, and I first would like to say to all of you that lost a home, my heart really goes out to you. It is devastating, the stories that we've heard at the centers when I've talked to the homeowners. So I am very, very sorry.
Guys, I won my appeal.
I've been out,
I won the appeal. We can go back on Jays for Justice tonight.
The last 3 days. And
sorry to
what you
interrupt,
see
but
is extraordinary.
I didn't get the live stream back, but I got my channel
like
back.
I have ever seen before. So I know that the Palisades community is resilient and you will rebuild. There are a lot of elected officials here. They have been incredible advocates for you. We have gotten calls about turning the lights on. We've called Edison. We've called the gas company. We've called the cable companies. There is a portion of Malibu that actually had no electricity, no gas, no cell phone service, and no cable. And the representatives that we've talked to are working very diligently to get those services back in place. My office is right here in Thousand Oaks. We had a satellite office in Pacific Palisades. It did burn down. But I want you to know that my staff is out and about. They are helping at the shelters. I have one of my staff members right here. We will help you with any insurance issues you have, help connect you to FEMA, help if your lights aren't on. So we want to make sure that you reach out. I don't have all the numbers memorized like the congressman, but if you just look up Jackie Irwin, you are all my constituents. This is, by the way, in my district, the 5th fire in the last 6 weeks. And so we're all familiar with fires, but nothing of this level. So please reach out. Lindsay Horvath's staff is here. Tracy Park's staff is here. And our staff, the congressional members, I think some of you have Julia Brownlee too. Please reach out if you need anything. It's going to be a very tough next few years, but we want to be there to help with anything we can. And we are going to be looking at what type of legislation we can do to make sure that we're able to streamline the process of rebuilding and to get you the resources that you need. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Assemblymember Jesse Gabriel. I represent the San Fernando Valley in the California State Legislature, and I first just want to start by extending our heartfelt and deepest sympathies to everyone who's been personally impacted by this. We are all Angelinos, we are all Californians, we are all Americans, and the scenes of devastation that I was able to tour firsthand with Assemblywoman Irwin in the Palisades and in Malibu and in all the affected communities, I mean, it is just unbelievable. And I also want to thank our incredible firefighters and first responders. As you heard, many of them are working 48-hour shifts. Many of them have been personally impacted, and I just want to assure you that the incredible professionalism and dedication that they have brought to this is really next level. And being able to see them, being able to see the way that we have assembled over 14,000 personnel who are working to fight the Palisades fire. When you go down to the Unified Command Center, you see firefighters from other states. We just brought in firefighters from Mexico today. We have air assets from Canada. You see fire trucks from up and down the state of California. When I'm
so sorry.
drove
I know
down
that was
from
loud.
Sacramento on Tuesday morning, we were passing crews on Highway 5 from all parts of the state. So we are very grateful for folks who have stepped in to support our community. I want to speak specifically to those who have been impacted in the South San Fernando Valley. I was among those who got a mandatory evacuation order last night. I know that it can be very scary to try to put your kids in the car at night and gather your possessions. And I just want to thank everybody in Encino and Tarzana who followed those evacuation orders and got out of harm's way. That is something that is really important. And I also want to reassure folks, because I know that there have been a lot of concerns, that the communities are well taken care of. I was back there today. There is a National Guard presence. There's a very significant presence from law enforcement. I want to thank the LAPD. They are keeping our communities safe. I drove around all of the neighborhoods that are not accessible to the public. It is quiet. It is calm. There's a very, very significant and strong LAPD presence there. So I want to thank law enforcement who is keeping the community safe. And again, if you get an evacuation order, please follow it. Do not hesitate to leave. Your home will be protected, your possessions will be protected, and you can count on the folks behind us in uniform. They are taking great care of us. Let me also say one other thing about the drones. Please, please, please do not fly a drone. As somebody who was watching aircraft and helicopters go over my community all day yesterday, all day today, these are making a difference in the fight. And when you put up a drone in the air, you are putting our firefighters at risk, you're putting your neighbors at risk, you're putting our community at risk. And I can tell you there are FBI agents on the ground right now in Southern California. If you fly a drone, they will find you. You will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Do not put a drone in the air. Finally, let me say, for those of you in the Valley who have been impacted that we can help, I have 3 members of my staff who are here tonight to help you with anything that you might need. You can also call our district office in Encino at 818-380-2460. You can look us up online and sign up for our email list. We're putting out alerts on social media and via email to try to help folks with whatever it may be. So please, please do not hesitate to reach out if we can be an assistance. Finally, let me say one thing, both in my capacity as the representative of the San Fernando Valley and also as chair of the State Budget Committee. We know that we have a big rebuild ahead of us, but I want to assure you that the state of California is going to be part of that. We are going to coordinate very, very closely with our federal partners, with our local partners in all of this. We are in this together. We are a resilient community, we are a resilient state, and we will rebuild these communities. And we are already thinking and in coordination. You have seen some executive orders from the governor come through. You will see more from the governor. You will see more work from the legislature in the days and weeks to come. But we are in the fight with you, and we will support this recovery every step of the way. So thank you, everybody. Please stay safe. Please listen to our first responders. And again, thank you to our first responders for your heroic work. We appreciate it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Doug Stewart. I'm the mayor of the city of Malibu. And I want you to know that we appreciate every person that is behind me, every person that's in the field, our partners in the local governments, the city of Agoura Hills, Calabasas, Westlake Village, Hidden Hills have all come to our aid. And I will tell you, this has been a struggle for us. This is the 3rd fire in 3 months for us. I actually know many of the people that are behind me here because we've been on this same type of a forum before. The Franklin Fire, the Broad Fire, and now the Palisades Fire. This is the most destructive, and it has hit us hard. And to our neighbors and friends of Malibu, as well as our neighbors in the Palisades and the other fire victims, it's a very difficult time for all of us. Malibu has lost approximately 1/3 of its eastern edge of the city. Those of you that have driven down our pristine highway, PCH, know the beautiful homes that were along the area from Topanga to almost to Dukes. They're gone. For the most part, they're gone. Big Rock, a community of many wonderful people, is gone. We have other homes between Big Rock to Carbon Mesa are severely damaged or gone. We have a tremendous rebuilding ahead of us, but we're not out of the firefront fight yet. As the firefighters and the CAL FIRE people have said, we still have an active fire and we have high winds tonight. The city's Emergency Operations Center has remained open since last Tuesday. By the way, the days start to run together when you're doing this. We're going to continue on until Wednesday. In fact, our staff here tonight, the Assistant City Manager, Joe Toney, the Mayor Pro Tem, Mary Ann Riggins, and myself have been actively involved in that EOC as well as the other council members ever since the beginning. Our dedicated city staff, we have about 120 people, have rotated in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're tired, but they love our city, and they love our neighbors, and they love our friends, and we're in it to the end. The city of Malibu has a long road ahead of it, and I know that Assemblywoman Irwin, Congressman Sherman, Senator Allen, and the other people that support us and elected officials have been at our side 100%. I can't tell you how much we appreciate what they've done for us, and they're going to be there for us in the rebuild. We're already planning what we have to do next. Obviously, our focus right now is to make sure that our neighbors and friends that are in a time of need right now are taken care of, and we're working diligently to do that. Everything from having portable cell towers brought in to trying to get the electricity back on, but we face power shutoffs probably even as early as tonight or early next week. And as Assemblywoman said, we were a city that quite often during this fire, or during the start of the fire, had no utility communications to the outside world. We had almost no way to talk to our residents to warn them of the fire, but yet we managed not to have any fatalities with people who were not left behind. We have 3 people that passed away. Yes, I said that they stayed behind.
I can't with these people.
But it was not an easy night, and it's been a difficult time for all of us. We're looking at the rebuilding process. We're here to help you. Unfortunately, we have the experience of the Woolsey fire to teach us what we should do right and do better, and we're going to follow that. As I said before, it's not easy to be in a city that's now our 3rd fire in 3 months. We hope this is the end of this. We're going to do all we can to make Malibu a better place to live, and we trust our neighbors and our friends to do all they can to keep Malibu strong. Thank you very much.
So we're going to change our approach on the questions that were asked. We had so many questions that were asked that I'm just going to read them off one at a time. The appropriate person will come up and speak to that question. We were going to do individuals. They were going to have the questions ahead of time, but this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to read this one. What determines evacuation areas and downgrading to warning?
Good evening again, Christian Litz for the LA County Fire Department operations. So when we look at evacuation areas, from the start of the fire, #1 priority we always say is life. It's the people in the area of the fire and in the path of the fire. So when we're judging where we're going to evacuate, right, there's always orders, there's shelter in place, orders, and warning. Shelter in place because there's a time frame. We want to keep them as safe as possible. Sometimes being safe is in their houses until we could get people in there to get them out safely. Evacuation warning is an area where we're letting the people know they can pack their cars, they can get ready so that when they get the notice, they can move at a faster pace, again, to keep them safe and allow us, our personnel, to get in there and do what they have to do. And then the orders are what we do to get them out, because we have to get our rigs in there. A lot of the streets in this area are very narrow, very windy, tight, and obviously our apparatus that we use is very large, don't turn well, they don't back up well, but we have the water and the power to do what we have to do to stop the fire. To how we determine this is we look at the path of the fire, where it's going, the potential. We look at the weather. We bring in our weather experts. We bring in what FBAN, which is a fire behavior analyst. A lot of you guys know Chief Drew Smith over here is well known for the last 25, 30 plus years. Very good at that. He helps us a lot in the IA in this area. He's the assistant chief around here. And we look at that and we say, what is the potential? The potential is it could get here, and if there is a possibility in any way that there's harm to people, we get them out of the way so that we can get ready to work. We look at what's going on through the growth of the fire, what's happening, and we take everything into account. We know it's hard for the families to leave. We know the people don't like to leave their houses, but we want to keep them safe.
and we understand everything that you're going through. I almost lost my house in the tick fire in 2019. It was very hard. We had to pack up the family and we had to leave. We understand, and we understand the other side of that. We always look, how do we get you back as soon as possible? But to be able to do that, to repopulate your house, we need to make the area safe again for you. We have to build that infrastructure so that you're safe, so that you're ready, and you have all the needs that you can do to thrive in your own home. Thank you.
Next question is going to be, how many resources from Los Angeles County were part of the fire pre-position?
So for the pre-position for LA County, we mobilized 4 strike teams of apparatus to be ready so we can surge into any of the area, and we strategically placed them. A strike team is approximately 5 engines, so you're looking at roughly, you do the math, 20 engines were pre-positioned so that we can surge them into the areas. And then on top of that, you have all of the apparatuses that are normally positioned or stationed in the Malibu area.
Next question is, if my home is still standing and I need my belongings, am I able to retrieve them?
So at this time, we are not letting any folks into the area that's been evacuated unless it's an essential need. Again, medication, animal rescue. So if it's just regular belongings at this time, unfortunately, we will not let anybody in until the fire department deems the area safe to repopulate.
This is a double question. How long will Sunset be closed, and how long will the canyon be closed?
Well, again, sorry, I cannot give a definite answer on the closure time, and that's because, going back to the last question, we want to make sure that the area is safe before we let anybody in. It has to be safe for you. Number one, has to be safe for us. Remember, we have to get that infrastructure built up. We have to get the power lines off the roads. We have to get everything set up for you going in. As this moves forward, we try to think ahead, up to 48 to 72 hours ahead, to give you warning, hey, this is going to happen. We message all those messages out through the PIO. We make sure that we have that uniform message coming through from law, from fire, and everybody else that needs to be part of that decision process. As soon as we evacuate, our mental process is, how soon can we get them back in? The devastation that's happened in this area is pretty extensive, so that's going to add time to when we can make it safe to come back in. But we're already building that plan. We've already had people working towards that end product, and we'll get you back into your houses as soon as we can. Thank you.
Is there any threat to Silva Park, View Ridge, or the top of Topanga?
What we've been dealing with since the inception of this fire is the wind, the environment, the dry fuels. With the lack of rainfall that we've had, our live fuel moisture is what we look at. So the fuel is still ready to burn in January, which is unprecedented in the area. So we take that into account. But if you look at the activity that today, so you're looking in the area to the right, if we were looking at that map earlier, to the right of Sylvia Park, of Topanga Oaks, the top of Topanga, Fernwood, we are doing what we can to stop that. Now, is it threatened? Do I feel it's going to be hit tonight? No. But I'm not saying we're out of the woods, because I could turn around and say, we are safe, we are stopping this, and next thing I know, the wind does an erratic shift on us. That is not, we could predict the wind as much as we can, but it changes day to day. It might get into a pocket. Today we had a nice steady wind when we had activity. Just an example, the wind was going great, everything was perfect, but in one section it swirled into a saddle. It blew one ember over, that ember caught, and now we had another growth of fire. So we are doing our work diligently, but again, we plan to keep it as small as we can, but we prepare for the worst. That's why you see people in. Even though the fire is not running towards Sylvia Park, Topanga, Oaks, and all the other areas, we still have resources in the area doing what they can, preparing just in case we have that wind shift, just in case we have embers go where we don't want them, so that we can do the maximum amount of work and have the right people in the right place to do structure defense and defend life. Thank you.
This is 2 questions. How long will the increase in police security presence be during the evacuation, and how many looters have been found?
So the LAPD presence at the different burn sites, that's going to remain in effect until further notice. It's important that we continue to support CAL FIRE. We continue to safeguard the homes of those who've lost their homes or even damaged or even in the burn area. The last thing we want to do is turn our back on these areas. As you know, there is a strain on LAPD. We do have to handle 911 calls throughout the city. We pulled resources from different areas throughout the city to focus on this area, and maybe for one of the first times in my career, we're actually operating at what they call a minimum operating force just to handle 911 calls in other areas of the city. But we're pulling resources, and we're going to keep them here in Pacific Palisades until further notice, and all the different burn sites to safeguard everyone's property and to support all the different areas where we can't get help, let's just say from the National Guard and other areas. In regards to looters, that number is continuously growing. I can't tell you as we speak. I do know that people do get detained on a regular basis. Some people are being investigated, but the average number of looters that are getting detained per day are roughly about 10. However, they're getting vetted out through different investigations. Like I said, there are some people up there that are posing as security guards, and we later found out that they're not security guards, and then they're subject to arrest on spot. So unfortunately, I can't give you a hard number on exactly how many looters have been arrested at this very moment that we're here.
When can we enter the blocked roads to remove debris?
So a lot of questions that are very similar when it comes to repopulation and entering the area. So right now we are focusing, we start planning for repopulation as soon as we evacuate people. First is the fire activity, and what is the potential for growth?
These could not
what is
be
the
real
potential
questions.
for flare-ups? Right now we're in an active firefight, as operations said. So right now the focus is the extinguishing the fire and getting people out and making sure people don't get burned and maintaining the evacuation routes. We are already having conversations about infrastructure, clearing roads. That is ongoing. There's a lot of factors when it comes into getting people back into their homes safely. Clearing roads is one of them, so those are discussions that we are having. And it's also, there's a lot of factors that go into it, as I mentioned earlier. Any hazards that are still in there, hazardous materials, energized electrical, any water flow that could be contaminated, and all the other factors that we have to, agencies that we're coordinating with are the utility companies that are impacted by this, the water agencies. So those conversations started the next morning. So I don't have a time frame on that, but they are happening, and our goal is to get people back to their property as soon as possible. We do not delay that any further than necessary. It is our top priority, as well as extinguishing the fire and making sure nobody gets hurt during this. So we'll update as we get that information, but I just wanted to inform you on the process. So thank you.
One of the questions is, what can we do to mitigate vegetation fires in the future? That's a really broad question that would take a lot of facets to be able to answer. but you yourself in your own homes can take the precautions by clearing out the space, which is 100 feet. The CAL
These
FIRE.
are so scripted.
I'll talk about this now and a little bit later, but if you go on to fire.ca.gov, there's a lot of information on there about how to clear
let me do that.
your areas. So right next to the house, you want to make sure that there is a almost down to dirt or a green belt that would be in there, and then the next from 10 feet to 30 feet, you start moving out, and then within the 70 feet out there, it's more of a sparse. There's a lot of great information on that website about all of that, and that would help you singularly help yourself and your home. And as you work towards the future, that would definitely help harden your house and make sure that you yourself are able to do so. And then there's lots of different things throughout that the federal, state, and local governments are doing, and there's a lot of those things that each one of those would be able to share with that if we had a lot more time for that. Also, getting your medication. The number one thing is that all of our local and even national healthcare, if you don't have your medication, reach out to your doctor and they will refill it. That's the part of the thing. You don't have to go back to your.
Thanks.
You don't have to go back to your house.
What if my
to
doctor's office is burned down?
If you are part of the fire.
Oh
and that
my
you
God!
Cannot get to yours.
Call your
doctor.
I couldn't have thought of that.
To be able to get you past the evacuation.
I need to get out the
period.
buzzer.
And so that's the best way to get back into get your medications if you do that.
Call your doctor.
And that is going to take care of the questions for this evening.
That's it?
This will conclude our community meeting. For further questions, we're going to have PIOs outside at MAPS. They'll be able to answer a little bit more one-on-one questions outside. And again, if you want any information on the fire, it's fire.ca.gov for the up-to-the-minute verified information. Thank you, and stay safe.
Wow. Clapping. Very little clapping. Let's listen to the hot mic. Keep it on, people. They turned it off. That was terrible. Okay, let me tell you what Governor DeSantis does when there's a hurricane, okay? If you have a prescription in the state of Florida when there's a hurricane, all you got to do is go to the pharmacy or call the pharmacy and they refill your shit. No questions asked. You know why? Because Governor DeSantis does emergency, like he puts out whatever, state of emergency, and he does all these special things that make it easy for the people. Their mic is still hot, by the way. Let me see if we can hear it. You can't hear him. It's so low. I have it up all the way. Oh, it just is so maddening. Let's take a look at the fire, what the fire did during this meaningless. People don't even have power. They don't have cell service. Call your doctor, because I'm sure he's in, right? Your doctor's in. Yeah, if you have a current prescription, all you got to do is call your pharmacy and be like, I think he gives you like 30 days. No questions asked. Oh. It's ridiculous. I mean, that should be like one of the first things done. You know what I'm saying? That should be one of the first things done. We are so lucky to have DeSantis. He really does. I mean, he really acts when there's a hurricane and he doesn't screw around. You know what I mean? I do not think that we have any helicopters. Let me take a look. Oh, I just can't believe those questions. What a joke. We have quite a few up, but I don't know if any of them are news ones. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this. We're going to go live on J is for Justice. I'm so happy. I won my appeal. The email from YouTube said this violation was not as serious as we originally thought. They did keep the live stream down, but I got no restrictions. I got no community guidelines strike. It's taken away. So I am free as a bird, as a jaybird. So we're going to go over to J is for Justice. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. Let's go over there and let's rock this out together. I'll see you guys on the flip side.
I might go forever, go for eons. Front like you don't be on. Pull up in the Tesla, Elon. When I was a kid, I was a phenom. When I was a kid, I was a beast. I pull up, then I be gone. See ya. See ya. See ya. Be gone. See ya. See ya. See ya. Be gone. Thumbing through the blues, no BB King. Back to back shifts, so just looking for the ring. I wake up, I brush my teeth. I wake up, I bought 2, 3. I wake up like, ooh, that's me. Brand new car, like, ooh, that's clean. Tracksuit pants, don't wear no jeans. I'm athletic, counting up 100 like calisthenics. Talking about a bag, you got bad credit. New MX, we don't use debit. Calling, brand new deals, keep calling. Tell them bring them through, need all them. 4 whole kids still ballin'. I just get up and I zoom. I don't need proof on the proof. I be way up at the moon. I'm looking down on you. Hey nigga, I'm proud of you. Stack money a mile or 2. I might go forever, go for eons. Front like you don't be on. Pull up in the Tesla, Elon. When I was a kid, I was a phenom. When I was a kid, I was a beast. I pull up, then I be gone. See ya. See ya, see ya, be gone. See ya, see ya, see ya, be gone. I'm on a run and you better know. I'm in the know and you better know. I'm here to stay and you better know. I'm at the table, I never fold. I'm at the table, I'm up again. I'm at the table, I'm here to win. Don't cook a record, don't come again. Please, I just need what I need. I collect for my seeds. Would've thought my name Tree. I pick up then I leave. In my pocket I be. I don't like to be seen. I just get up and I zoom. I don't need proof on the proof. I be way up at the moon. I'm looking down on you. Hey nigga, I'm proud of you. Stack money a mile or 2. I might go forever, go for eons. Front like you don't be on. Pull up in the Tesla, Elon. When I was a kid, I was a phenom. When I was a kid, I was a beast. I pull up, then I be gone. See ya. See ya. See ya. Be gone. See ya. See ya. See ya. Be gone.
Jennifer loves horses. Hi, Jennifer.